On this podcast episode, I use my theories as an excuse to talk about why are we so interested in posting so much about our lives. I also ramble on about how Gen Alpha doesn't actually have a proper childhood like the rest of us. Hope you enjoy, guys. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I don't know where to start speaking like that, but it's fine. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nula. I actually need to restart this, but I've just started, so I'm just going to continue. If you have picked up on what I am wearing and where we are located, you will know that I literally have not moved from my previous video on this channel. And yes, that may seem crazy, and yes, that may seem really hella weird, but it's fine because it's not to me, because I need to get these out. Today I'm going to be talking about why do we care so much about people knowing what we're doing, and posting, and why we've become so obsessed with it in the recent years, okay? Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but I know I do have a few accounts on social media, and I'm quite intrigued about why we actually do care. I think it's just because of the way we live currently. Basically, what kind of made me think about this a little bit more than the average person, I guess, or what makes me think about it more, it's just that I was listening to a podcast when I was driving through London about why we care. Well, it wasn't even why we care so much about social media, it was just talking about AI, I think. And it was on the Rest is Entertainment podcast, which is a great podcast. Like all of them though, they have too many adverts and it's really frustrating. Not this one though. YouTube, don't get me monetized. Sorry, that was really odd. Please do, I need the money. Sorry, I don't know what's just happened to me, but I feel like something's inside of me and it's taking myself away from me, I don't know. But anyways, basically this person or this guest on the podcast that I was listening to was saying how, what if I walked or went across the whole world and didn't tell anybody? What if? What if I done that? And that was really kind of crazy, because it was well, obviously you wouldn't do that. You would tell someone, you would take photos, pictures, probably post them online and share the world with your story about what you were doing. But no, what if you didn't? What if you just kept that news quiet and didn't say a word? Now that is extremely interesting and important and exciting to point out, because I feel like we are in a world now that we are just constantly being thrown into the deep end with new technology, new gadgets, new things that we have to learn. With AI, it's incredibly damaging for the planet, for our own planet, because it takes up so much energy and it's terrible. And there's actually a video on Instagram which I'll try and find and put it up here somewhere if you're listening to this visually. If you're not, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, basically there's a quarter or 1 1/4 cups of water gets wasted. I think it's every minute or something from AI and people using AI, and the energy used wastes that amount of water, because there are so many things that AI stores, and just there are so many I don't know the right words, but there's places on the planet obviously, and they just take up, there's data centers or data storage compartments, I don't know, and they basically store so much energy and just are things that we what we view, etc., which takes up a lot of energy and space for our world, which, as you will all know because I literally just said it, it's extremely damaging to our planet. Now, why do we care? And that situation to do with why do we care? I think it's just the way we've kind of been brought up as a society, or the most recent generations, for example Gen Beta, which is the new one, which is 2025 babies. Gen Alpha is 2013 or 2012, and then Gen Z is 1990 or something, I'm not sure. That's when that's how much it goes up or whatever. I feel every single time a new generation kind of gets released into this world, let's say, I genuinely do feel there's going to be no escape from technology now, because Gen Alpha is the first ever generation to have grown up with a tablet in their hand, with a phone, with an iPad, whatever you want to call it. And it's extremely damaging, and it also brings up the point, have they ever had a proper true childhood, which is extremely sad and devastating to think about, but it's true, and it's our lives now that we live. And especially as Gen Alpha, they are living this life, you know. I'm Gen Z, so thank Jesus. There's still a lot of controversy around Gen Z. I don't know why. I think people just think we're a bunch of like idiots or whatever. We're not, y'all, okay? Some of us are, but I'm not. So yeah, I seriously don't think Gen Alpha is actually having a true, meaningful, fulfilled childhood, because they're just inside on their phones all the time. And it's terrible, like it's seriously terrible. I was in Ireland over this summer, and basically I was sitting at this table having my food. I had a pizza, I think. I made a video as well, you can go check it out. These two kids sat next to our table, and because there was another table next to us, and they had their parents with them as well, and straight away the parent got their phone out of their pocket and just put it right in front of their kids. They were just mesmerized, okay? They just were like, oh my god, whoa. And then when their fish and chips came, they didn't want to eat it. They were literally getting cut up food stuffed in their face because they were like, oh my gosh, it's so mesmerizing, I need to watch this 24/7. I don't even know what they were watching. They were probably watching Cocomelon or something. This is the world that we are living in today, and this is very important to talk about because we should not be bringing up our children like this. And I know I'm literally 15, almost 16, literally probably when this comes out I will be 16, which is insane and crazy. But we can't be bringing up our children like this because they can't stand a conversation. Like, they can't talk to people, they can't do simple things, they don't know how to stop looking at their screen or how long they should be on their screen for. I don't know actually how much my screen time is. I'm gonna go check it now. Okay, today was 2 hours 42 for me, which actually isn't as bad as other people's, but it is quite bad still because, like, what the hell am I doing on my phone? Oh my gosh, what the hell am I doing on my phone for that long? So comment down below your screen time because I want to know and see and compare and test what people are doing these days, because it's very interesting and I'm really keen to find out what the answer is. Now, why are we so addicted and just why do we need to post? I just think it's kind of like a social media thing, but the social taken out of it. Like, we think we're being social whilst we're on social media, but we're not. We're literally just viewing other people's lives because we can do. We are allowed to do that, and we are allowing ourselves to do that as well, which is terrible and it sucks. But we are all addicted in one way, shape or another, and it's terrible. And yeah, I truly don't know what else to say. Just like having kids on their iPads or whatever, like even in like the curry house, like whenever I go out and eat a curry or whatever, I see so many, well not so many, but like at least one kid's in there, and at least the kid's under like 6 years old who has like a big ass like iPad in their hands on the table, whatever. And then the thing is that's like wrong with it is that they're not understanding how to communicate, and that's the big thing, the big issue. I think something also happened with like COVID kids or whatever, which I was one of them, and a lot of Gen Z, I think, actually. We were stuck indoors and we couldn't really socialize that much, and now we've kind of all grown up and it's like, oh my gosh, whoa, like what's happened? Like you've shut up. But it's like we've kind of lost that communicative, not advantage, but like understanding, and it's really sad if you think about it, because now we can't actually do that, and that's actually quite devastating. Now I know most of you guys who are listening are probably the same age as me, or higher or lower or whatever, and I feel like people don't take into account this stuff, like, or think about it as much as I feel like they should do. I do think they should care about this, and I do think this is very important because first off, it's their lives too. They're not like, and it's their kids as well. Like, that's the thing. If you put an iPad in front of your kid, you're doing exactly genuinely what the kids when you were growing up were doing. Like, I don't want that to be me, and I know that's not going to be me because I'm going to set very harsh rules, okay? Because I just think having an iPad at like 6-7 years old, they should not have an iPad in their hands, and it's really devastating to see when they do, and like that they do, because it's just so soul destroying, I feel like, because they're not actually viewing the world for what it is, they're just viewing it for what they see online, and that sucks. Like, they genuinely, that's terrible. Like, that's actually terrible. So I think this video is kind of like transformed a bit into not only why do we post so much and why do we feel the need to, but also why does Gen Alpha and young kids have to have iPads all the time? Like, kids these days, they are lacking the ability to talk to people, to have a conversation, because of these screens and tablets and iPads and phones that they're getting smacked right in front of their face at a young age with. That's the thing that they grow up with, that's the thing that they latch onto for comfort, and that's what I kind of do latch onto as well for comfort sometimes. Just depends what it's about. Anyways, I think I'm going to leave this video here because I have so much to edit now and I still have more to film, so I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, even though I'm probably gonna be looking like this again. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll hope to see you in the next one.